Throughout Xbox Live's lifetime, not many games have had an impact such as Halo 3. And yes, I know, Halo 2 was fantastic. But Xbox Live wasn't at its peak when Halo 2 came out as it was with the 360. I'm talking about the era of 2007 to 2010. Some of the best experiences in gaming history happened during this time, and today, I want to focus on the Halo side. Small disclaimer, Reach won't be included. I personally did not play Reach much when it released, so I don't have enough experience with it to give it an accurate depiction of its impact, but feel free to comment some of your best Reach experiences down below. The Xbox 360, along with its flagship service Xbox Live, quickly became a staple in the online gaming community. With the ability to choose your own unique gamer tag, message friends, play with friends, and even talk to them while playing via private chat. Yes, good old private chat, a time before party chat was ever a thing back in the day. The 360 was a force. Who remembers the original dashboard on the 360? I still think it's the best dashboard Xbox has ever had, but that's just me. Competitors like PlayStation 3 also had online capabilities, but if you played during the PS3 heyday, we all know how much of a mess PlayStation Online was. Xbox Live was the model online service for gaming, and 2007, when Bungie released Halo 3, Xbox Live wouldn't be the same. And yes, before you get your pitchforks out, I know Halo 2 and Xbox Live were amazing. I'm not saying it wasn't, but 2007 to 2010 was kind of the time I got exposed to, prime time Xbox Live. Halo 3. I would definitely say that this was one of the most anticipated games of all time. And having outsold Halo CE and Halo 2 combined, I think I'm right to think that. Halo 3 had some of the greatest online multiplayer in any game ever, and the campaign was a good farewell for the original trilogy. But during Halo 3's heyday, one thing really stood out: custom games. Now, I briefly went over my favorite screenshots from back in the day in my last video, but I want this video to kind of focus on the game types, maps, clans, and overall experience that me, like the millions of other Halo 3 players, had. Let's talk clans. Man, I can't remember how many clan bases I made in Forge, or how many times my friends and I would create a new clan seemingly every week. We would also change our gamer tags to match our clan names too, something a lot of the KSI and HLG members did as well. I know I'm not the only one who sent out message to all friends or message to all recent player messages inviting so many random people that you play with to join your clans with descriptions of ranks, benefits, and times of clan meetings. And boy, were those clan meetings always something else. I was, I think, 13 years old, writing down notes and briefing clan members prior to meetings to make sure we covered all of our clan needs. Clan initiation was also massive. You would send out those messages to everyone, and the ones that responded would have to then do a 1v1 on Guardian or a 1v1 at the clan fortress, just to kind of see if they were actually committed to the clan. And it's kind of these little things like this is what really made the Halo community back then so great. Can we please talk about the Halo 3 50? This was one of the most sought after ranks in any game at the time, and probably any game of all time, and people made a business out of it. Booster accounts were huge back in the day, which were typically accounts with negative XP so you could easily raise your highest skill level multiple levels after a win. Who remembers Microsoft points? I think the base rate for a 50 was 1600 Microsoft points, and typically your account would be recovered so the person playing could get the 50 very quick. People also made excellent guides on how to achieve a Halo 350.
Let the bodies hit the floor, let the bodies hit the floor, let the bodies hit the floor, let the bodies hit the floor. Oh yeah!
I can't emphasize how many hours I spent practicing map movement, callouts, aiming, timing weapons, and power-ups. The Halo 350 was a serious thing. I was the kid who, if I out BR'd a 50, you know damn well I was recording that and putting that on my file share for everyone to see. This is something that I've always loved about Halo 3, armor sets. Not only do the sets look amazing, but it was the way the player had to unlock the armor that really sets it apart from most modern games today. You see, back then, in order to get specific armor piece, you had to unlock a certain achievement or accomplish something in-game. In most modern day games, unlockable cosmetics are forgotten and locked behind microtransactions, which, I will say, belong nowhere near a Halo game. Anyways, for example, if a player wanted that katana chest piece, guess what? You need to unlock all the original Halo 3 achievements. Oh, what's that? You want rogue armor? Reach lieutenant rank in multiplayer. You want the infamous flaming head? Get out that application and apply for Bungie Studios. Halo 3 did unlockables the right way, and being able to wear the katana, or brandish the rogue armor, or just about any armor set showed other players that you can beat certain feats in the game, and it gave you that sense of accomplishment. And yes, I know Reach had an amazing armor customization, I just did not play it enough, so before you say that, I'm aware. Moving on. To say RB and Chief were on everyone's radar is a massive understatement. The hit web show would go on for a whopping 8 seasons, and even Bungie took notice of its success. I can't tell you how many hours I spent watching RB and Chief, and each episode was actually surprisingly well written for the time.
I see you bought the heroic map pack.
Yeah, I used John's credit card.
Who's John?
The human that lives here with me.
I see. Do you think the maps were worth $10?
Yeah, who doesn't have $10? I wipe my ass with $10.
That's not what I asked.
Now, I really don't want to mention this, but I feel like I should. Machinima had a huge part in the Halo creative community. It's a shame that over the past few years they've been ousted as a pretty terrible, shady company, but back in the day they really let Halo players be as creative as possible and really put them on a platform. But anyways, this just scratches the surface of how creative the Halo community really was. Okay, the cream of the crop, custom games. Whenever I get asked by my friends what the best Halo experience was, I always think about custom games in Halo 3. I think what really made Halo 3 custom games special was it was the first of its kind in Halo. Halo CE and Halo 2 both had custom games, but nothing like Halo 3 had, not even close. Now, I could go on for days and days naming maps and game types, so that's what I'm going to do. Keep in mind that these are some of my personal favorites, so one that you may have loved might not be here simply because I didn't play it, or just it never really stuck with me. You have Fat Kid, Trash Compactor, Garbage Man, Indiana Jones, Sky Castle, Jenga, Ice Cream Man, Omega Journey, Duck Hunt, Halo, Octagon, Bumper Cars, Teacher, Station 69, Cops and Robbers, Sacrifice, Mousetrap, Lava Man, Gladiators, Toilet, multiple race maps. I mean, I could actually keep going, but you get the idea of how much there was to do in Halo 3. This game let players express themselves creatively, and I think that's what really made it so great. I personally made so many friends with who I'm still friends with today from custom games alone, and I think that's something special. Role-playing was massive during custom games such as Cops and Robbers and Teacher. Who remembers making people do Simon Says or having them kill one another or go back into their cells? I can honestly say I spent most of my time in Halo 3 in custom games. I spent hundreds of hours on Foundry forging race maps and infection maps, hoping to make it in Bungie favorites, but sadly never did. Overall, Halo 3 during the 2007 to 2010 era was something special. And it's sad to say that we probably won't ever experience something like that in gaming ever again. Halo 3 was an absolutely special game with endless possibilities, and I'm glad I was able to experience it at its absolute peak. With Halo Infinite on the horizon, I'm torn whether to be excited about it or worried based on 343's track record, but hey, we can hope. Anyways, this was kind of a final wrap up of my experience during the Halo 3 days, and since Bungie is shutting down the Halo side of Bungie.net on February 9th, it's kind of a final farewell. I loved Halo 3 as a kid, and I still love it to this day. It really was one of the best parts of my life, and as I said, I'm glad I got to experience it. Well everyone, with all that said, thank you all for watching, and please feel free to share your favorite moments during the peak of Halo 3. Peace.